Hello, everyone. Hello. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hi, investors. It is Bahia Shabazz of Brown Girls Do Invest. Come on in the room. This will not take long. Get comfortable. Take your shoes off. I just wanted to pop in. I decided to do a live Q&A. Hello, everyone. And the reason why I want to do a live Q&A today is because I keep getting questions in my inbox that, oh, hello from Brooklyn. Okay, BK in the house. Everybody's waving. Hello, hello. I feel so special today, interacting with everyone. But I want to make sure that I address this question because I'm getting it quite often. And the question is, how much do I need to invest? And I'm actually going to turn around and answer that question. What's up from Iowa? Answer that question. Texas in the house. Oh my, all these shout outs. Jersey. Hello. I'm loving it. Cali. Yes. Yes. So I got this question and I get it often because people want to know how much should they start to invest. So let me start out with answering that question with a question. I had to take my glasses off for that one. My question to you is, how much can you afford to invest? Chi-Town in the house, we're right next door to you. So my question to you is, how much do you have to invest? I ask you that question because it is not a one size fit all for investors. Now I'm going to mention a B word that a lot of ladies and gentlemen do not like to use. Now, before you clutch your pearls, it's budget, okay? So we need to make sure that we learn how to budget in order to know how much we can afford to invest, let alone afford to how much we're going to lose if something were to happen. So while we're up here doing these busted down challenges, we need to bust down these numbers. So when you create your budget, and I know a lot of you say, I don't have time for a budget. I do not believe in a budget. A budget doesn't do anything for me, but it does. When you create your budget, you literally have to write down a roadmap of where your money is going to go. Meaning, you should be at the top of that list. So of course, for those who have a mortgage or rent, bam, at the top. Of course, your utilities, bam, at the top. We need our lights, right? But you also need to pay yourself as well. At the very top of that budget, you should have for your investments. Now, as you start calculating how much your household expenses are, then you can truly figure out how much it is that you can afford to invest. Because you can actually start investing. You can open an account with zero money. Yes, you can go to E-Trade, Ameritrade. I know you all frowning upon Robinhood right now, what they, did, last week. That's a whole nother live right there. But you have a lot of investment platforms that you can you can open up an account with no money to open it up. Now, how much do you need to literally start investing to say, bam, let's go ahead and get that number? Well, again, depends on your number. So if you have $100, don't feel like, oh my God, I need $900 more or I need $400 more. No, start with that $100. Now I'm going to tell you this, when you're doing your budget and as you're thinking about your budget and how much you can afford, you need to consider dollar cost averaging, right? I posted before three things that you need to do when it comes to investing: diversify, dollar cost averaging, rebalancing. So when you thinking about your dollar cost averaging, what I mean by that is when you created your budget, you said, okay, every month I have all this disposable income that I'm not doing anything with. I can take $75 of that disposable income that I'm not doing anything with. Hey, it's COVID. It's not like I can get my nails done all the time, my hair done. I can't go out to eat every day. I have extra money because I put air quotes because if you have debt, you do not have extra money. However, it's so important for us to make sure we redirect our money to make sure that it is working for us in our best interest. So if you're calculating in your monthly budget that you have $75 to spare, then that $75 is part of your dollar cost averaging that you're setting up your checking account to connect to your brokerage account. So every month or every paycheck, however, how often you want to do it, to transfer funds from your checking account into your brokerage account. And now you can start purchasing, buying shares. You know, first step was that somebody said, I opened an account for my daughter when I got my stimulus last year. She now has $1,000 from the $500 because I did research, invested in, see, you see what I'm talking about? You got me over here excited. That's all it takes. Open your brokerage account. Fund your brokerage account with how much you can afford. If you're funding it with $100, so be it. If you're funding it with $50, so be it. Do not shame yourself to feel as though you should have more money to start investing. If you have $1,000, hey, you balling too. Do what you can. Then you start writing down the stocks that you want to research, right? Then after you do your research based off of how your comfort level is, and I tell people all the time, do not invest according to your emotions, right? So you're not selling because you're upset, like a lot of people wanted to leave Robinhood because they were upset, and it is what it is. But you want to make sure that you are investing based off of what you research that is going to be conducive to your risk tolerance and what your goals are. Once you do that, then you start purchasing shares. And depending on what kind of brokerage platform you invest in, you can do fractional shares. But I wanted to make sure that I jump on and acknowledge that question that I keep getting in my inbox as well as my email. How much do I need to start to invest? Again, my response to you is, how much can you afford? As well as how much can you afford to lose? And I say that because people do not think about I can potentially lose my money. I'm not saying you're going to lose 100%. It may happen or may not, but never invest more than never invest more than what you can afford to lose. Now, again, once you create that budget, and I'm challenging all of you to create that budget. You know, let's create our own bust it down challenge, our bust it challenge by busting down these numbers and say, hey, based off this budget, I can afford to invest this particular dollar amount every pay period or every month. That's what you need to do for yourself to celebrate this Black History Month, because you are history. Now, that is it. I'm going to try to log on every week to answer a question. So if you have a question, and if I see it in the inbox, I'm going to write it down. We get so many questions. I can't get to all of them, but I'm going to try to choose some, as well as send it to our email address, browngirlsdoinvest@gmail.com. Again, that's browngirlsdoinvest@gmail.com. So if you have a question, DM or shoot in an email, and I'll see about pulling your question and make this a regular thing to answer questions via live. And as always, my African proverb, I gotta say it, people. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you for being a part of Brown Girls Do Invest. I'll see you later.